From America's News headquarters, hi everyone, I'm Jamie Colby, and developing right now, the Pakistan Army is claiming its first big victory in the U.S.-backed offensive against the Taliban and al-Qaeda. After 8 federal health officials say more than 1,000 people have died from the H1N1 flu this year in the U.S. This shipped out. More headlines 30 minutes away. From America's News headquarters, hi everyone, I'm Jamie Colby, and there's a manhunt underway to tell you the body of 9-year-old Elizabeth Alton has been found. She disappeared, and the mother of the balloon boy now admits the whole thing was a hoax. I'm Jamie Colby. We take you back to Forbes on Fox, and we'll have more headlines for you 30 minutes away. You can always go also to foxnews.com. From America's News headquarters, hi everyone, I'm Jamie Colby. The CDC says more than 1,000 people have died from the H1N1 flu this year in the U.S. I'm Jamie Colby. Much more news coming your way to keep your family safe on H1N1 when I see you at 1 p.m. on America's News headquarters. And now back to Cavuto on business. Keep it on Fox. And this is a Fox News Alert. I'm Jamie Colby, joined by Kelly Wright today. The White House lead covering the latest developments in the fight against H1N1 from Washington. Caroline, this is so important for people to pay attention, even if they hadn't up till now. What does this declaration mean? Well, I was reading about all the companies that were making this vaccine for H1N1, and they made a lot of promises about the number of doses they were contracted to have available, and they ran into some problems. So the question is, how quickly can these companies get the vaccinations out? Because people are lining up as we speak. When can you actually be guaranteed that you'll get the vaccine? Does this declaration that the president has made help make that possible? Well, live from Washington, and of course we'll check back with you, Caroline, as this story develops today. The question of how much the H1N1 vaccine is headed to your state. Go straight to foxnews.com. Ending to the search for a missing 9-year-old girl in Missouri. The body of Elizabeth Alton was found. And we're just getting word from local news agencies that police have shut down access to a motel in Charlottesville, Virginia, after reports of a sighting of a missing Virginia Tech student. The FBI is also joining in the search now. The health care bill's massive price tag may cause some concern for President Obama, who's looking for support from members of his own party. But some moderate Democrats say they will not back a bill that is this expensive. Could this be another roadblock in the president's plan to get health care passed by the end of the year, the deadline he says he's set? Joining us from Washington, Steve Murphy, former campaign manager for Dick Gephardt, and Michael Barone of the Washington Examiner, a Fox News contributor. Welcome to both of you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is such an important topic, and I think maybe for the first time, Michael, you first. Everyday Americans are paying attention to the CBO and the numbers they come out on estimates on this health care program. And now if we're over $1 trillion with all those zeros, that can be dizzying. The question is, how much support will the president have? How much has he potentially lost when we're talking about these numbers, even by his own party?
Well, you've got some very big costs coming.
I heard you say additional taxes, too. That's something I think Americans are paying a lot of attention to as well. So let me ask you, Steve, about the support and the fact that, let's say, the Republican Senator Olympia Snowe is one Republican that the Democrats had felt they had pretty much on their side on this. Do you see this as a game changer? Without considering the deficit, and Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, continues to insist that these health care proposals that are being discussed will lower costs and not add a dime to the deficit. Is that possible?
Well, the President Obama said...
15 seconds left. Do you think too much of this is going on behind closed doors? Because Nancy Pelosi even referenced these closed-door meetings. Even she didn't have all the information. An issue. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Steve Murphy, Michael Barone, always great to talk to you both. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Balloon Boy and his mom. Guess what? His mom has now admitted that the whole thing was a hoax. According to court documents, will that confession by the wife help prosecutors in a courtroom against this family? Our legal panel is going to weigh in during the next half hour. The story continues to be fascinating, Kelly.
Fascinating. A lot of interest about the children and the parents and their relationship. Definitely stick around to hear more details about that. Meantime, Pakistan's army gaining ground in their fight against the Taliban.
Investigators are ramping up their search for a missing Virginia Tech student. Her name, Morgan Harrington. And we're going to tell you... Thanks for staying with us. It's the bottom of the hour. Time now for the top of the news. President Obama Well, could your bank be next? The number of bank failures in the U.S. keeps growing, and last night the number actually hit triple digits. Federal regulators shut down the doors of 7 banks, in founder of MaxFunds.com. Jonas, thanks for being with us today. Wish I had better news, though. I suppose the FDIC comes through if your bank closes and you can ultimately get your money back. But what does this say overall about our economy if so many of these banks of all shapes and sizes can't make it?
Well, yeah, first of all, let's state that you don't.
Let me just give a sobering number that I came across in my research. $25 billion this year. That's what the FDIC's fund is estimated to pay out, and it's expected to cost $100 billion through 2013. You talk about how it might be replenished premiums to other banks. Potentially, it could be taxpayers. Here's my question, Jonas. We know that these banks, 106 banks so far this year, in the last year, it's maybe 24, not much more than that in prior years. And my question is, how many are teetering on closing? Is the FDIC working and the banks working to keep the ones that should be closed in business for fear of is not so much about the FDIC, but about the bank customer? I want to look out for them. That's part of my job. And if the chairman is making a YouTube video about it, apparently he's aware that many people are following this and may have concerns. Thanks for spelling it out for us and explaining it so much better. Thanks, Jonas.
Thank you.
Ties, they are broken. The Fed's taking on one of the biggest. In Elmont, New York, a couple of crooks sure picked the wrong gas station to rob because police have released this dramatic surveillance video. Take a look. There's a new and stunning admission in the Balloon Boy case. The mother of young.
Well, there's more hot air in the bizarre Balloon Boy case. According to court documents,
David Wall and Fox News analyst Bob Massey. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey, Jamie, how you doing?
Great. Good to see you today. I say, Bob, first, that it doesn't even matter if she could claim spousal privilege because the kids may have given their own statements, including that one on national television. What do you say?
Plenty of evidence already, I think.
Piece of evidence. Listen to this 911 call that mom made right after the balloon took off. Can we play it, please? Well, she doesn't get the acting award, but how disgraceful, Bob, that she placed that call and then told the operator that her son was inside. These are children. They can't be charged. Who should pay the price? Who knows what they'll do with these kids next? They're so determined to be on TV. Bob, I only have about 15 seconds for each of you.
I know.
At least as closely as we followed the flight. Thanks to you guys, and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Jamie Colby.
And I'm Kelly Wright. The Journal editorial report is up next.